This will be morning yoga flow, and we're going to start with a meditation. So have the playlist handy if you want it, but we'll start that after the meditation. So just finding your comfortable seat on the mat. If you want to use a blanket under your seat or meditation cushion, or you can even do both, or a yoga block. Take advantage of your props. And even if the space you're in is a little bit on the cooler side, we'll tap into the ability of the breath to warm the body. So settling in. If sitting down is not comfortable, feel free to lay down. This is not about trying to convince the body, shove the body. Nothing to control here, just finding that space to breathe. We often can show up to meditation with this idea of clearing out the mind, with the idea of relieving stress. Sometimes the thing that we want also brings up some uncomfortable feelings. Maybe cycling through memories or some judgment. And so right now you get to choose peace by choosing the stillness rather than the chaos. And there's always that option to back off. So even if you are joining here together, not in stillness or not in silence, you're showing up in your own way, which is right where you're supposed to be. If you're joining in on the replay and you're still setting up your yoga space right now, totally fine. How can you bring that choice of mindfulness and presence into the moment right here, right now? If you are in the stillness, can you give yourself credit for everything that you've already done to arrive on the mat? At some point, you made the choice to roll the mat out right here. And now you have that choice point to soften your heart right here. We're going to add in some breathing. So 3 times, breathing in and out with the palms face down on the thighs. So that mudra of grounding. 3 breaths, your pace, your rhythm. I won't cue the breath. And as you're breathing, there's that opportunity to sit a little bit taller. So the breath is not separate from the body. The breath gets to be a part of the shape, a guiding force. When you've finished those 3 breaths, you'll take 3 more breaths with the palms face up. Breathing in and out through the nose. So here in the simplicity of breathing, how are you creating space, a natural clearing? And when you're done with that, we'll take 3 breaths. Inhale, palms down. Exhale, palms up. 2 more like that. Breathe in, palms down. Exhale, flip the hands. Can you slow the breath down just a tad more? Keep the hands right where they are. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, flip the palms down. 2 more. Invite that height through the spine. And now bring your hands to your body, wherever they land, and 3 breaths there. Hands to your heart, or flip one palm up and the other down, and then curl the fingers together like you're holding your own hand. And we'll call in your intention, mantra, motivation, dedication, inspiration, something that feels good. It might even just be that feeling of yes that got you here. The power of yes, the power of love. Slowly let the hands fall apart, blink the eyes open, and we'll start the playlist. It is titled Morning Flow with today's date. And so just make sure that you're on the first song and that you are not on shuffle. And then I'll do my little countdown and then we'll press play. If you want to use your own music, totally fine. If you want no music, up to you. So we'll do 3, 2, 1, play. And then you'll move your blocks out of the way. If the knees are sensitive, keep your blanket under the knees for tabletop. If the wrists are sensitive, if you remember, we did the child's pose with arms up and over the blocks the last class. You can always add that in. I'll actually just show it one time. So you can always use the blocks for your child's pose so that the arms are resting. That gives a little bit more of an opening for the shoulder. And so you're in your tabletop, breathe in, breathe out. Find the plank quality through the torso. Not taking movement here, but just finding the stillness. You can always come up onto knuckles if the wrists are sensitive. That's another option. So just pick up the belly, find your center, find your breath. And then adding on, taking that cat-cow or hip circles, your choice. Or maybe you put the two together and you find the barrel roll of the belly as you take your hip circles. Other direction. If you're taking the cat-cow, can you keep the arms super straight and really let the head hang down as you press the earth away? Two more. Through the center. We'll stick one foot towards the back of the mat, starting with the right foot. It's that 3-legged plank, and just pause. If you need to be on the forearms. If you're on the forearms, just make sure that you drop the hips so that you don't have the hips up high. Okay, other side. Left foot comes back. If you're in the forearm version, you can just think of kissing the right knee down towards the earth. Power up that left leg. One more breath. Cohesive length through the neck. Don't drop the head. Slowly back to the center. Come back up to tabletop. And then we're going to take the right knee out to the side, knee circles. Other direction. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, you can always come up onto the blocks. And you can also use the blocks. I'm going to show one more option. You can use the blocks so that if you are on the forearms, it brings you up a little bit higher. I'm just showing you this. If you're here on the live class, just look at me for a second and you can see what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing? Other direction. I just want to show you with the blocks. Not interested? Okay, I'll show you later. 3, 2, 1, child's pose. Bring the knees wide. Or dog. You can take the blanket out of the way. Option to take the hands wide, fingertips off the mat, giving just a little bit of extra space for that external rotation. And then move the ankles around, option to bend the knees. And then we're coming down, forearm plank. You choose how to get there. So lift the belly, lower the hips. Last breath. Slowly transition to a side forearm plank. Option to have the feet wide, or you'll drop the hips down. Now you're going to let the shoulder come up towards the ear, so it's a little bit of a shrug, and then inhale, press the earth away. So even if the hips are on the ground, you're still working. That's the version I'm doing. I don't have my hips lifted, so yeah, maybe just try it here. Shrug the ear up, shoulder up towards the ear, and then away. And if you're not sure, take a look at me. I'm demonstrating. We're warming up this shoulder blade. Pause. Put the shoulder away, so you're pressing the earth away. Inhale, top arm towards the sky. 2 breaths. Reach up, option to look up. And then come through forearm plank, up and over other side. So you can keep the feet wide and then drop the hips. Snuggle shoulder towards the ear. And find that length. It's a little counterintuitive. Let that shrug happen. Two more. Okay, pause with the lift. Find that lift through the rib cage, top arm towards the sky. Last breath. Forearm plank. Option to take dolphin or just stay where you are. If you're in dolphin, option to come up to downward dog. Pause. Drop the knees, spin the legs around. Take the arms behind you. Again, option to come onto the forearms if you need it. So that would be like this. We're going to take right foot up. Can you cross it over for your figure 4? Option to rock side to side here. Lift the heart. Right foot back up to the earth. Other side. I know we're not warm yet, but it's a little bit, it's going to be a little sneaky. Okay. Now release that foot back to the earth. Take a reverse tabletop. Is that okay for the wrist? Okay. Can you bring those feet really parallel, hip distance? There you go. Imaginary block between the legs. Exhale, hips to the earth, and we'll just do that 2 more times. You can play around with the hand placement. It's okay for the fingertips to be out or even forward, depending what you prefer. Last one. Bring your feet a little bit wider. Just a smidge. Yeah, not even that far. A little bit closer, and then can you make sure that the toes aren't sticking out? Yeah, better. Yeah. Exhale, hips to the earth. This time, option to add on. Inhale, reverse tabletop. Take that right foot into your figure 4 while you're up there. It's a lot of work. We're building that heat. Come back, reverse tabletop. Left foot up, figure 4. 3 breaths. Lift the heart. You can gaze towards the top of the mat or towards the sky, whatever's best for your body. Reverse tabletop. Slowly hips to the earth. Paschimottanasana. Inhale. Arms reach up, legs long. Fold forward. Inhale, sit tall. Okay, we're going to do those roll downs like we did the other day. Start with the tailbone and then let the rest of the body come all the way to the earth. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, sit tall. Find that length all the way through the crown of the head. Pause or fold forward like you're up and over a beach ball. Inhale, sit tall. Start with the tailbone. So this is core work if you slow it down enough. Good. And if the hamstrings are tight, it's okay to have the knees bent, but still bring that activity into the thighs. Hold the kneecap up. And then we'll meet in a seat. So you can fold forward and then sit tall, draw that right knee in, find your seated twist. Right hand can come behind you. Pause in the twist, but turn your gaze the other direction. Back around, all the way into it. And then slowly unwind everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs long, handstand on the sky. Open up the palms. Other side, left knee comes in. Find the length in the spine first, and then twist towards the left, towards that bent leg. Left hand can come behind you. Don't let the right leg go to sleep. And then add your head the other direction. Still breathing. Let your head go all the way back into that twist. And then everything unwinds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Handstand on the sky. Reach up, look up. And then right knee comes in. Externally rotate for the seated tree. One last stretch here. If you want, you can add on ankle circles on the left side. Inhale, sit tall. Bring that knee back up. And we're going to grab onto the foot. Couple options. You can just hold onto the foot and pump the leg here, or you can take peace sign fingers to that big toe and draw it forward and back, almost like you're taking that lizard. Or you can find the deeper hamstring stretch. Yeah, and so here you're really using the bicep to pull, open things up. 2, 1. When you plant that foot on the earth, keep space between the foot and the thigh. So you want some space here, okay? A little more space here. Yep, yep. And then it's going to be the left hand up and back. And you're going to lift the hips. It's like you're coming into wild thing backwards. Hips back to the earth. Breathe. And we'll do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Yeah, not so far. Don't bring that foot so far. Yeah, you just want enough space that it gives your hips room to move to the side a little bit. Yeah, and you can always come onto the forearm. Last one. Paschimottanasana, back to the center. Sit tall, left knee, seated tree, open it up. Find the hamstring stretch. Add on those ankle circles on the right side. Are you feeling a little bit more warm? Okay. Inhale, sit tall, draw that knee back up, and then you're finding your pump, either the hamstring stretch or peace sign fingers around that big toe. Draw it back, almost like a half happy, seated half happy baby or lizard shape. Two more. And as you put that foot back to the earth, just find a little bit of that space between the left foot and the right leg. Inhale, right arm comes up and back. Lift the hips. Exhale, hips to the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Land gently, softly, gracefully, and then last one. Paschimottanasana, both legs long. Exhale, last forward fold here. Sit tall. Option to take your Baddha Konasana, or you can bring the legs wide for your straddle. Yeah, just flush out the front of that hip. You got it. You can always take kickstand hands behind you to just find a long spine here. You can fold forward, or you can take that personal assist, opening up one hip and then the other. Start to rock and roll. We're going to come up to standing. Forward fold, top of the mat. You can always have those blocks at the top of the mat so they're ready to go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, and then find your chair pose. Option to take a block between the legs. And then as you stand tall, palms face forward, Tadasana, sit into it, chair. 2 more. Stand tall, pause, reach that right arm towards the sky, side bend up and over. Can you keep squeezing the block as you do that? Inhale through the nose, exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, reach it up. Other side, grab the left wrist, side bend. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Last one, inhale up. We'll do 2 more, sorry. Squeeze the block, drop your tail, lift your belly. Exhale. This time, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold with the block between the legs, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Roll all the way back up to standing. Grab the block between the arms. Forward fold. Block to the earth. Halfway lift. Last one, roll all the way up. Hands to your heart, hands at your sides. Can you imagine that the block is there? Activate the legs. Tadasana Mountain Pose. Option to take palms facing your body, facing your legs, and then draw the fingertips down to find that space between the ears and the shoulders. Pick up the kneecaps. Slight internal rotation, lots of work for the legs right here, but lift the arches. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step the left foot back. Grab your blocks. Start to thread the hips back as you straighten the front leg. Exhale, come to your runner's lunge. You want that foot out far in front of you. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. Find your breath. This time, bend that front leg and then come back chair pose. So the left foot comes forward. Lift your heart, lift your arms. Hands to your heart, pause. Forward fold, halfway lift. Step the right foot back. Grab the block. Inhale, hips draw back. You just don't want your knee going past your foot. Yep. Inhale. Keeping that knee in a safe range of motion. Couple more. Power up the front leg. Two more. Sit into it, step that right foot forward, stamp it to chair pose. Hands to your heart. Stand tall, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Inhale. Exhale, chair. Pause. Drinking bird 3 times. Tricep press, lift the heels. Forward fold, grab the block. Halfway lift. All the way up. Reach the block up overhead. Can you see me? Come onto the balls of the feet. So it's a balance. And then block will come in front of the chest. Can you keep those heels high? Inhale, block overhead. Last one. Exhale, chair. Arms reach up, keep the seat low. Pulse it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the block between the legs. Come up onto the balls of the feet, pause. Pulse it here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heels. Option to hook the thumbs, extended mountain, reach up and back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees so you can get that release for the low back. Halfway lift, ripple out through the spine. Take the block between the hands again, come all the way up. Find that balance, balls of the feet. And then a little bit of a test here. Let the block come in front of the chest. And then can you lower your hips towards the heels, but you're staying high up on the balls of the feet here. Inhale, come back up. We'll do 2 more. Oh, it's a lot of work. You got it. And even if you need to hold on to a chair or a wall or a couch or a table to assist your balance, go ahead. Forward fold, bend everything, block off to the side, halfway lift. Plant the hands, downward dog, or just lower your body all the way to the earth. If you're in downward dog, 1 breath. High plank, lower your body, 5. Option to drop the knees, 4, 3, 2, 1. Baby cobra. Exhale, lower, 2 more. Can you keep the belly lifted? Might even be a smaller back bend. Everything moving together. Child's pose. You're going to press yourself up and back. Option to take a reverse prayer. You can always take your hands, forearms over the blocks here. Make yourself forward. Back to that cobra prep. Take your arms, hands wide, tented fingertips if you want to try it. Baby cobra here. Lift the back of the heart. Exhale down. Inhale up, gaze over the right shoulder as if you're going to look at your feet. Exhale down. Inhale up. Gaze over the left. Exhale through the center. Bring those hands under the shoulders again. Baby cobra. Exhale. This time shoulders will come up and around. Peel yourself up. Last one. Get the shoulders to circle up towards the ears, towards the sky. Peel the back of the heart up. Exhale down. Child's pose 1 more time, up and back. Working those arms here. Press the earth away. Length for your spine here. Draw your breath into the belly 1 last time. Pause here, or option to take a downward dog. If you're in your downward dog, high plank to lower, and if you're in the child's pose, take yourself forward onto the belly. We'll come into Sphinx pose, and you'll take your left arm parallel to the top of the mat. Reach back, grab that right foot for the quad stretch. Still finding that lift in your Sphinx. Yeah, you're actually lifted up onto the forearm. So it's not, you're not working, you come up, turn that left forearm so that you're propped up on the arm, but the hips are down. Yep. Yeah, and then grab the foot. Feel the difference? You can always use the strap if you can't easily access the foot. Better? Okay. Last breath. Activate that right glute to feel the quad stretch. Release the foot. Hands come under the shoulders. Release everything down. Option to stack one hand on top of the other and then rock your forehead side to side on the hands. Inhale, Sphinx Pose. Find the lift. This time, right forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Reach the left arm back, grab the foot. It's a quad stretch, but it's also a sneaky shoulder opener. We're using this as a preparation for what's next. Slowly release the foot. Hands come under the shoulders. Everything comes down. Child's pose, or find that seal pose for a deeper back bend. Press yourself up. Arms straighten out this time. Seal pose, or find your child's pose. Always an option to use some extra support. So if you feel like you want another back bend, take it. If it maybe feels like too much, find the length in your child's pose, find your breath. Find yourself to high plank. Okay, I'm going to give a couple options here. This is either going to be high plank to downward dog, or two more options, upward dog to downward dog, or you can take a forearm plank where you, Sphinx pose, where you come up into that plank, so you're curling. Okay, so deciding what's going to work best for you, three options. Flow with your breath, inhale, wherever you are. Exhale. Last one. Meet in the plank, so you're either in your high plank or you're in your forearm plank, and you're just gonna, it's a little bit of a twist. You drop one hip to the side, back through the center, other side. Yeah, good. I like that control. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Child's pose or downward dog. Come up through tabletop. You're going to step that left foot forward. Turn your hands to the right. You can take your blocks with you if you want. Wide leg fold. We're not going to stay here for long. Just find the opening. Both legs straight. And then coming to goddess. So turn the feet out. Hands reach up. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, hands to the heart. And pause there. Inhale, arms reach wide. Exhale. Work the legs. Find your breath. Lift your belly, drop your tail. Last one, holding here. And then this time, star, straighten everything. Exhale, sit into it, goddess, horse stance. Star. This time, star pose. Hands will come behind the head so you can interlace your fingers. Sit into your goddess. And then we'll tick-tock side to side, so elbow to knee. Can you keep those knees pressing out wide? So don't let the knee buckle forward. 3, 2, 1. Bring the torso up. Keep the seat low. Hands come wide to your heart. Pause. Option to lift one ankle and then the other, or if you're really feeling it, you can lift both, or you're finding that pulse. Ooh, feeling it. 3, 2, 1, star pose. Turn the feet in, fold forward. Let's face the back of the mat. Can you find your high crescent? So right leg's leading. Don't worry, we're not going to do a lot back here so you won't get lost. High crescent towards the back of your mat. Keep that back heel up. Yeah, trust your legs. Find your easy twist, left hand to the earth. And then both hands to the earth. And you're walking yourself to your side lunge. So hands are going towards the top of the mat, over to the right. Sorry, left. I said the wrong thing. Left. So you're coming all the way back over towards the top of the mat, side lunge. Shift it a couple times, up and over, back of the mat, towards the front of the mat. And now we're going to find high crescent towards the top of the mat. Left leg leading. Keep the stance pretty wide so that you can stack that heel over the ball of the back foot. Really work this right quad. Easy twist, right hand to the earth. And then hands to the earth, bring them all the way around towards the back of the mat, Skandasana, side lunge. You got it. Shift up and over. Other side, top of the mat. Up and over. Good. Getting your inner thigh stretch. And then pivot hands towards the top of the mat, downward dog. Drop the knees, grab your blocks. So now you might not need the blocks, but I'm going to show it with the blocks. So take your 2 blocks. This next one's going to be a lot of work for the legs, but I think we're warm enough. Do you feel warm enough? Okay, so take the blocks, shoulder distance. You can even start in a high plank, and then you're stepping right foot outside, right hand, left foot outside, left hand, or right foot back, high plank, left foot back, high plank. Is that okay for you on the blocks? Left foot forward. It's like lizard, like you're coming into your Malasana Squat. This direction. And then other foot leads. Yeah, so just switching which foot is leading. We're going to do 5 more. Lift your belly. Three more. Last one. Pause in the high plank. Drop the knees, child's pose. You can take those forearms right over the blocks here. Maybe a little wiggle of the shoulders while you're there. Slowly move the blocks towards the top of the mat. I turned myself around because we're going to lead with the other leg now. And so coming through tabletop, you're going to step the right leg forward. Come around to your Prasarita wide leg fold. Find that fold. Find the hamstring stretch. Option to walk your hands over towards that left ankle or calf. Hug yourself towards the leg. Up and over towards the right leg. Long spine, long legs. Can you keep the weight distributed equally through both feet. Back through the center, let your head hang. And then we're going to come back to goddess. So you might need to walk the feet a little closer together. Toes out, heels in. Bring your hands behind the head. And then this time it's going to be a little bit of a twist. So you're turning your torso towards the right and then towards the left. Keep the knees very wide here. Come through the center, keep the seat low. Inhale, arms to a T, give yourself a hug. And then this time you're taking a circle with the torso. Warming up those legs. If you want to take eagle arms, go for it. Back through the center, switch which arm is on top. And then go the other direction, circles with your torso. Through the center, star pose. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, sit into it. Inhale, star. Exhale, sit. Last one. This time, warrior two, facing, let's see, top of the mat. So right leg forward. Pause. Side angle. Reach that right arm forward till it can't reach anymore. Option to take elbow to the knee or hand to the earth, or you can even use a block. Top arm overhead. Find those wrist circles. You can even take a fist with the top hand and then find the circles. So you roll out the wrist with a fist. Okay, come back up, warrior two. Pause, straighten that front leg, triangle. Come back into it, warrior two. This time, reverse your warrior, pause, and then straighten that front leg again, reverse triangle. Now come into your Trikonasana, onto the block, arms wide. Last breath. Warrior two. Slowly come back through goddess. Walk that back foot in if you need to. Inhale, star 3 times. Warrior two, facing the back of the mat, left leg leading. Pause. Side angle, reach, reach, reach. Add on your arm position. Top arm can always rest on the hip or find those wrist circles, and then try it with a fist. Inhale, come all the way back up, warrior two. And just straighten the front leg so it's a Trikonasana leg. Back to warrior two. Reverse it, reach up and back, pause. Straighten that front leg again, reverse triangle. Come up and over with the torso, Trikonasana. You can always add on a block. You might even shorten the stance. Come back up, warrior two. If you need to chat me, you can. Left leg is leading, you're doing the right thing. And then last time, goddess pose, you might shorten the stance here, both legs turn out, hands to your heart, pause. Can you bring both heels up together at the same time now? Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. Keep the seat low, keep your heart high. 3, 2, 1. Star. Head towards the top of the mat. Downward dog or child's pose. Grab the blocks. We're doing that same thing we did earlier with the high plank. With the blocks. Was this okay for you with the blocks? Okay. So find that high plank and then we'll lead with the left leg. So left leg forward, pause. Outside the left hand. Yep, right leg forward, pause. Now stay here, reach the arms out in front of you. So you're kind of halfway lifted. Yep, hands back to the earth, right foot back, left foot back, pause. Find the length from your tailbone through the crown of the head. Okay, right leg forward, pause. Left leg forward, pause. Draw those hips back, really sit into it. Hands forward. Hands back to the blocks, right foot back, left foot back, pause. And we're gonna do it 2 more times. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Find that lift for the hands, long spine here. Lift the belly, come out of it. Right leg leads, last one. Hands to the blocks, stay here, keep the feet where they are, and come into your Malasana Squat. The blocks are right there, so if you want to place a block under the hips, you can. Hands to the heart, find that lift. I didn't look at my watch when we started class, so I'm just going to guess here. Do we have another 10 minutes? Does that sound about right? Like a little bit less? I can't see your hand. Make it lower. 5 minutes? Okay. Perfect. That means maybe we got out, you got out of, or I got out of doing a little bit more core. We're going to do one more thing. Okay. Now, if you're able to from here, can you just give yourself some curiosity, some adventure? Try the Malasana without the block. Now that things are more open. And then if you're able, can you stand up from there? Inhale. Woo. Turn the legs parallel, forward fold. Halfway lift. Sit your seat down. Take a block with you as you lay on your back. You'll actually take the block behind the head. Hold on to the block. So the block is supporting the head. And then you're just crunching forward. Feet can be planted, or if you want a lot of extra work, you can take that reverse tabletop. 3, 2, 1. Block comes out from behind the head. And this time, take your hands behind the head. And you're going to make a circle. So you're coming up and around. Kind of like how we did in that goddess earlier. 3, 2, making a circle. 1, other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, feet towards the sky. Roll out the wrists, roll out the ankles. And then you're going to lower one leg and the opposite hand. Slow, controlled movement. Three, 2, 1. And then you're going to punch side to side, or like you're sawing that small little finger to the little toe. Crunch it up. Find that oblique crunch. You got it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Option to take hands behind the head or snuggle your hands under the hips, and we're taking those leg lifts again. Lower the leg, back up, switching sides. Can you really relax the neck here? Nothing to brace for. 3, 2, 1. Plant that left foot, take your figure 4. 2 options. You can take that thread of the needle, right hand through the gap, deeper stretch, or you can add on a couple more crunches, left hand reaches across. Good, you got it. So still supporting the head with that right hand. 3, 2, 1. Back through the center. Both feet up towards the sky. And roll out the ankles again if you want. Right foot plants, figure 4 on the left side. So first, find length for your spine. Find that stretch for the hip. A little opening, and then adding on some more crunches, or you can thread the needle left hand through the gap. Five, 3, 2, 1. Both feet to the sky, knees towards your chest. Find those knee circles. You can bring knees away from each other, around and together, or if you like to keep the knees glued together, go ahead and find that massage for the sacrum. Back through the center, squeeze everything in tight like a ball, forehead towards the knees, puff the kidneys back, around the spine. Exhale, release, inhale here. Exhale, squeeze. Can you activate the biceps, but keep that space between the ears and the shoulders? Release, inhale. Exhale, squeeze, last one. Inhale, happy baby. Keep the feet high towards the sky. If it's not possible to grab outside the feet, you can just wrap your arms around the backs of the legs. And so you can even think about, what does it feel like when you're in that goddess pose? So happy baby can be this different orientation of that same shape. And is there space now to draw your tailbone towards the top of the mat, tailbone away from the head to create that long line, long spine, allowing for a long line of energy through the body. If you want to straighten one leg and then the other, go ahead. I also want to give an option here for your Shavasana. If you have the space to take legs up the wall, Viparita Karani, you can do that. Or placing your legs up and over a support, like a couch or a chair. And if you're using a chair, you can always place your yoga blanket and then the legs up and over. If there's anything else that is calling to you, please feel free to add it in. You want a back bend, supported bridge. Even as you transition from one side to the other, imagine if you had that block between the legs. Really activate the inner thigh, the hamstring. And then if you're finding your Shavasana or your Viparita Karani, if you're taking legs up the wall, get your seat really close to the support while you lay on your side so that as you flip the legs up, you're already super close there. Because once the legs are up, it's hard to snake the body, slither the body closer to the wall. And when you're in your Shavasana shape, it's that opportunity to let go. So at the beginning of class, talking about how sometimes we have the desire for stillness or we have the desire for stress relief, but then sometimes the road to get there can be a little tricky. So right here, can you let yourself feel that ease of presence after having moved the body, after having done a lot of breathing? You get to give yourself credit. All the work is done. A little more space for everything that you want to find its way towards you. A little more space for miracles, a little bit more space for manifestation, for the right people to show up at the right time. And how do you trust the earth to hold you here? So the act of surrender gets to be an act of trust. If you have your legs up the wall, option to scoot yourself away from the wall for a figure four, 1 foot up. If you're in your Shavasana, slowly bringing some movement back into the body. If you're in your Shavasana, go ahead and roll onto one side. If you had your legs up the wall, take your figure four on the other side. And we'll meet laying on the earth and then slowly coming back up to the same position that you started class in. Eyes can stay closed. Find your support. Can you let your hands land on the body? Can you let your attention land on your heart? Slowly bringing the chin level to the earth. Hands come together, Anjali Mudra, prayer position, and then let the thumbs just rest at the forehead center. Can you feel that full capacity of your lungs? Back to your mantra, back to your intention. Thank you. Great to have everybody at class. If you ever have any questions, just feel free to reach out. Happy to help with alignment, or if you have anything that's not feeling quite right. And looking forward to seeing anybody who's able to make it for the Wednesday gentle class. If you have anybody who's new to yoga, that is a good class to recommend. That's the Wednesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific. So also helpful if somebody's in a different time zone. That could be an evening class. Oops. Sorry about that. Evening class.